What's up guys? Today I'm gonna take you through some of my sessions, basically like a day in the life. I was gonna start this video earlier and take you through my morning routine, but honestly, it's not that special. I don't have any magic secrets. People would assume that I wake up at like 6 a.m. and go through a workout. I don't. I literally roll out of bed, I eat a quick breakfast. There's usually people already in my yard warming up. I step out and we begin our sessions. Today we're actually getting a late start, so we're doing a high school session at 10 o'clock. We're starting off with my guy Jared McCain, Kylan Boswell, so they are the Centennial guards. They're nice. You're gonna be hearing a lot about them. They just picked up offers from USC. We got Ashton Hardaway in this session, so it's the son of Penny Hardaway. You're gonna see he's already got his height. He's a sophomore, 6'7", can shoot the ball really, really well. I think he's gonna be a really good player. And then we got my man Jordan Askew. So Jordan is the youngest one in this session. He's not in high school yet. You might be familiar with Devin Askew. That's my guy. We've been working together for a long time. He's a Kentucky point guard, and Jordan is his little brother. So Jordy's been working with me for maybe 3 or 4 months now, and he's also getting some good results. So he trains up. He trains with the older kids. We want to get him exposed, get him in here with some of these top high school players so he can start to get that experience, take himself to the next level mentally. All right, let's get straight to it. I'm gonna check in with you guys after the 10 o'clock session. Let's get it. This one's gonna be on. Punch, punch. Try to get in the center every time. Clean it, stabilize on one, and then press. Stabilize at the top. 2 at a time, going all the way down, and then just walk it back, hip flip under. So this foot's coming under. You want a full hip turn, but the chest stays forward, so don't bring the chest with it. Chest forward, big hip turn, and then switch the other way. We could do big. Make sure those hip flips are big. Yes. So you're here, and then you're like really trying to pivot around this. Just pick that foot up. So it's, see how it's so much faster when you don't try to pivot around it. So it'd be here, here, pick it up, here. So here, pick up here. Yeah. Better, better. Just finished up the 10 o'clock, really good session. Definitely got some gains. Now is my study time, so I got about an hour and a half before my next session. Can't take you into my next session. That one's a little bit more private, so you guys are not invited, but you are invited to my study session. This part of my day is study time, so I always set aside at least an hour to 2 hours a day to study. I don't care how busy I am. I don't care how many athletes I have. I don't care what online programs I'm working on. I gotta spend my hour to 2 hours a day studying. Today is more of a review day. I'm going back and reviewing anatomy and physiology, muscles, testing function with posture and pain. I've had this book for 10 years. I've already read all the way through it, but you gotta go back and touch up on it. I spend about 3 days a week on review, and it's not always review, but it's more so the boring stuff. The fundamentals is what I should call it. Anatomy and physiology, this is stuff that I've been studying for a long time, but you gotta go back and not only learn new concepts, but just touch up on the stuff that you've already learned, because this stuff is really easy to forget. And so I spend about 3 days a week doing kind of review, and then my other 4 days a week, I'll be diving into new concepts and diving into kind of newer books and newer ideas, but you gotta have that balance. Just like if you're a basketball player and you always want to go out and do the most innovative stuff or work on new moves that you don't have mastered. That's great, that's a part of it, but what about the stuff that you're already good at? We got to go back and touch up on that. So that's my advice for trainers, future trainers. business owners, really whatever your craft is, make sure that you don't get too far away from the fundamentals because you're never too good for the basics. Let's get it. Getting ready for the 3 o'clock session. We got my guy X coming through, played in the G League last year, very effective player, has been in the NBA, played at Florida State. Some of you guys might know him for scoring 30 points in 4 minutes. 4 minutes. He's a bucket, man. He's a bucket. He had surgery recently on his hip, and so he's coming back from that. Contacted me, said, look, I got to get my explosiveness back. We've been working with him for the last 3 months. His results have been crazy. I went and watched him play pickup the other day. He's moving better than ever, jumping well. His explosiveness is back. So today is more of a multi-directional day. We're gonna do work in the transverse plane, rotationally. We're gonna work on a lot of lateral stuff. We're gonna work on some first step explosiveness, and then we're gonna work on his vertical power a little bit. Right now, he's in a strength maintenance phase, and so we're doing traditional strength training, but we're just touching up on it. I'm throwing one traditional strength exercise in there so that we can spend a little more time and energy on his overall movement quality, his agility, and his explosiveness. Let's get it. All right, guys, last session for the day. We got my man Mo Bamba coming through. Probably all of you guys have seen Mo Bamba play. 7-footer, one of the longest wingspans in the NBA. Worked with him a little bit during pre-draft, and then this is my first time being back with him, so he's been here the last week. He'll probably be here the next 3 weeks. I mean, the sky is the limit for Mo, and he's a hard worker. Today's actually more of an upper body day, so we're just trying to maintain some of the mass that he built recently. He's done a good job working on his body through quarantine. So we're gonna just do some upper body, we're gonna do some core. The longer athletes are, the more core actually matters because you gotta be able to control all that length. So we're gonna do a lot of core work, we're gonna do some upper body, and then we're gonna finish off with some conditioning today. Let's get this work. All right, guys, just got done with our last session, but we're not done with the day. One, I still need to work out, but first, I need to make a podcast for the Squids. It's a very special podcast because this is my wife's first appearance on the podcast. This is episode 32. So this is our podcast studio. First thing that I built out in the house was the studio so that I can make some content for the squids. We don't have our signage up yet or anything, but we got our mics, we got all of our equipment, everything we need. We got our super comfortable chairs. So we're gonna do this podcast, and then I'm gonna check back in with you for the late night workout. The year before I met Ashley. Yeah. And so I made that transformation where I put 12 inches on my vertical, and then I'm at this weird point in my life where I'm like, shoot, I still have all the skill. I'm now doing windmill dunks when I was barely touching the rim
Just
before.
for fun.
Yeah, for fun. Literally, just at the local gym, just doing windmill dunks, and this is before like people made mixtapes, so people didn't like film.
And you were the OG of mixtapes.
Yeah,
just nobody knew.
Because I pulled out the BlackBerry and I just like
that was fancy. Blackberries are fancy.
Yeah, no, my friend pulled out a BlackBerry and just filmed me dribbling one day and filmed me dunking. Yeah. And then we just like put it on YouTube. We didn't even know what we were doing. Like it looked like it was filmed on a potato. $10:21, just finished up the podcast. It was good. You guys gotta listen to it. It was really good. Probably our most entertaining podcast, having Ashley on. Now is my time. I gotta get in a solid hour and a half tonight. I'm gonna do the Fat Don't Fly program. Trying to get nice and lean. I went through the 8 weeks, got super lean, lost over 15 pounds, bounce went up, everything was good. Took about 2 weeks off and maintained. Now I'm trying to go through it again and make another push and get some more gains. It's late at night. Sometimes my nephew might hop in my sessions with me. Ashley might hop in with the session, spend some good family time. But at the end of the day, I got to get my work in. My health is my wealth. I got to take care of my body. I got to be able to demo exercises. I've always felt like it's a bonus that I can do it at that level, you know, and still impress like NBA players with my movement skills. That's a bonus. Most trainers sit back and just coach it, which is fine. You can be effective that way, but I've always felt like that's an added buy-in that I get when I can go out and demo it at a high level. And so gotta be healthy, but I gotta stay explosive. I gotta stay lean so that I can really practice what I preach. All right, guys, till next time, I'm out.